Welcome back to Sleeper Sports Media, Tribal Rain Media. This is the Crown Jewel Predictions 2024, brought to you by, not officially, but Prince Nana Coffee. Well, that one's official. By Prime. Can't wait till that one's official. And by W Energy. I hope I'm saying that right. And also shout out to Peacock and the WWE Network for bringing us Crown Jewel later today. And we're going to jump into it with the first matchup, which would be my guess to opening the card. And that's going to be our world champion versus the WWE champion in the first ever Crown Jewel champion versus champion championship match. Man, say that 5 times fast. I got Cody winning just because it's going to be another useless accolade that he says over and over again, has Alicia Taylor say, and any other announcer that we do get say over and over again. Just like he had Samantha Irvin say about the 2-time Rumble winner, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then go on to mention about how he's won 2 Bloodline Rules matches, and they're his matches. I've got Cody winning, mainly because, again, the accolade thing, but also a lot of people are saying that Gunther might win or Goldberg is going to interfere. I don't think they're going to have interference to end the match that way. Cody's got to be the one to quote-unquote win clean, so it actually stands and Saudi Arabia isn't paying all the money that they're paying for those titles just for it to end with shenanigans booked ending to a match and everything like that. Maybe afterwards Goldberg and Gunther have their thing, and that's the build into Survivor Series. We're gonna get Goldberg in Canada, which that's gonna be interesting if that's the way they end up going. But yeah, I got Cody over Gunther. Next is gonna be the first ever women's champion versus champion Crown Jewel Championship of WWE. Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. I do have Liv Morgan winning. Probably Nia Jax gonna have her pass out, so Liv somehow get her to pass out where she's still protected, and then Liv gets out of there quick, and then Tiffany cashes in, or Tiffany distracts Nia. Nia's the one that is distracted by Tiffany coming out to cash in because she's worried about the events that went down on SmackDown. What Tiffany said she could cash in on either one of them and whatever, and kind of getting the indifferent Tiffany not being on Nia's side but standing up for herself against Liv, and so it's gonna be interesting, this one. But I got Liv winning this one as well, mainly because she's on Raw, Cody's on SmackDown. They can have one of each win. I don't see them doing both the Raw winners winning or both the SmackDown champions winning. So Liv over Nia. With a Tiffany cash in afterwards on Nia, Tiffany becomes the new WWE Women's Champion. And then a Charlotte Flair return on the Monday after Crown Jewel. Next up, we got the United States Championship Triple Threat match. Andrade versus LA Knight. Yeah. Versus Carmelo Hayes. I got LA Knight retaining. Simple as that. Don't see why these two went 7 matches just for them to be disqualified in the final match. Or not disqualified, but for it to end in a no contest in the 7th match, because LA Knight was the special guest referee, and then leading to their eventual matchup of the triple threat that everyone wanted 2.5 pay-per-views ago, whenever that was. Should have been done at the last one, but LA Knight retaining his United States Championship over Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Next up is the Women's Tag Team Championship, in the Fatal 4-Way of Bianca and Jade versus Piper and Chelsea versus Damage Control versus Jakara and Lash Legend. Man, oh man, I think those two, Lash Legend and Jakara, are officially caught up to SmackDown, given the fact that they were on SmackDown last night. They did show the graphics of them with the SmackDown logo, even though the way they built this up was involving Ava on the main roster TV, as well as the GMs on all 3 brands, kind of involving talent from all 3 brands on this. But I do believe those two are finally called up. I could see them winning, but I also want to see Jade and Bianca retain, unless they lose, and then that's what turns and pushes them into the turn Bianca on Jade, costing them the titles yet again, and then we finally see them step into their long-awaited rivalry going into Survivor Series, into the Rumble, and kick it off. You could start them with a trilogy at the Rumble, and then Elimination Chamber, and then finally the trilogy match at WrestleMania, which we all want to see. Let them finally tell the story of Jade and Bianca, tag team partners to rivals, and let Jade step into that spotlight that we know she's ready for. Same with Bianca. She's been there before. It's been a while. Wasn't a big time loving the whole same Bianca week after week after week, and the female Cena type aspect of what Bianca's character has become. But it's time. It's time for a main roster heel run by Bianca and her to turn on Jade. They retain, although I wouldn't mind seeing them lose and start the turn. But Jade and Bianca to retain over the rest of the field. Next up, we got KO versus Randy Orton. This rivalry has been building, and at the same time, it's been a snooze fest because they've gone back and forth. They were going to do it. They teased it. They did it. They teased it again. They did it. They did it behind the scenes. KO also turned on Cody earlier this month and then just moved on to Randy. How do you go from him beating the crap out of Cody, beating the crap out of Randy, and then Cody seemingly wanting nothing to do with it? And I think that's probably why they did the champion versus champion match, to defer from Cody getting beat by KO or even getting beat by Randy, although that was teased again, the way Randy was looking at the title whenever they were in the locker room there. So hopefully that's coming soon. I mean, anyone that's actually going to face Cody and probably be able to put on a good match with Cody in the ring, given like a Randy Orton. Not that KO didn't, but I mean, again, KO didn't even want the match with Cody, and that says everything that Martina and myself and all of our chat and everything have been saying. So I got KO and Randy. Oh man, this is tough because I just really don't care. But I got Randy Orton winning, so then he can kind of push into up the card, go to Cody and say, I handled the KO problem, give me a title shot, and then I think we get Cody and Randy maybe at Survivor Series. Hopefully that will, if anything, that can keep him out of the War Games match, which I'm very excited to get to finally and to step into that one here coming up next within the next two matches, given that I hope and I think that will be the main event of Crown Jewel. So Randy Orton over Kevin Owens. On to the next matchup. And the next matchup is, of course, Seth Rollins versus Big Bronson Reed. This one's been okay, I guess. They've just pretty much been beating the crap out of each other. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But I got Seth putting Bronson over, given that they've been pushing him like crazy. And Seth just returned. Don't know what would be next. I would hope maybe a CM Punk appearance and Punk costs Seth or something to kick this into the next level and also get us into Seth versus Punk that I know we're getting. Maybe we get that at Survivor Series. Maybe we get it at the Rumble, and that kicks off those two to the road to WrestleMania. I still think that one has to have a title involved. I would love nothing more than to see Punk win the title at some point and then face Rollins. Although at that point, I think you got to give the title. You got to have Rollins, I think, have the title with Punk. But anyway, Rollins putting Bronson Reed over Seth freaking Rollins. Unfortunately, as much as I hate it, as much as I'm a Rollins guy, I got Bronson Reed over Seth Rollins. And the main event of the evening, mainly because it's, of course, the Bloodline and the best part about SmackDown, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso versus the OG Bloodline versus the Timu Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and either one of the Tongans, Bocce or Patches. I don't know why, again, they say 6-man tag match, but yet they have 4 guys pictured there. I mean, I wish they would pick one. I'm sure Wikipedia, and it's on WWE.com, it's listed as either as Tama Tonga or Tongaloa. One of the two, I'm sure, will step in. And we'll kind of just go from there. The Timu Usos there. I got the OG Bloodline over Timu Bloodline for the main event of Crown Jewel. And also, earlier today, I did see a picture earlier today. Jacob and Natalya were over in Saudi Arabia. But on to the matchup of this one. I don't see Roman Reigns and the Usos losing in their first match back together unless they would have them lose and kind of show that they still have work to do in getting over everything that they've been through. And it gets even more interesting, given that if they were to lose, it would give Solo and Timu Bloodline the upper hand going into Survivor Series, of course. And that's where we're going to stop. And Crown Jewel and the predictions, preview, everything like that. 2 p.m. on Peacock, or 1 p.m. 1 p.m. on Peacock. Can't wait for it. Big time excited for it. And then it's on to through the rest of November. Roman Reigns, I believe, will be on SmackDown leading up until Survivor Series. And then who knows when we'll see him again. Does The Rock appear at some point? And does he go right for Cody? Does he then be the one to beat Cody? And then do we finally get Cody, Rock, and Roman at WrestleMania? Or Rock and Roman, I probably should say. Or do we get the triple threat of Cody, Rock, and Roman pins The Rock, protecting Cody. And then Cody can go back to Raw and win the World Heavyweight title. I think that would be phenomenal. And get Roman back at the tippy top of SmackDown with his title that he never should have lost in the first place. But more on that later. This was the Crown Jewel 2024 predictions. Nick Witosh, Sleeper Sports Media, Tribal Reign Media, and of course, correspondent for No Dirt Sheets. Forgot to say that in the beginning. And you'll notice that all the logos that are there on the thumbnail, the Dream Team, Keenan Mary, Exceptional Sports News, Hunter, Apples and Grapes Media, Beautiful Martina of Martina Talks Wrestling, and Tribal Reign Media. And also No Dirt Sheets. Shout out to London, Keenan, Hunter, Martina, and everyone else that is part of the Dream Team. Couldn't do it without you guys. You guys are awesome. And this was the Crown Jewel predictions. And I can't wait to get a review out, as well as more articles coming soon. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. Subscribe and check out the Twitter for the live tweets. Hopefully, if I'm not too busy working and whatnot. But thank you. Subscribe to Sleeper Sports Media, Tribal Reign Media, and all the other channels that I did list and talked about briefly. Nick Witosh of Sleeper Sports Media and Tribal Reign Media. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Here we go.